Hello and welcome back to episode 20 of the Unknown to World Known. Of course, we're now at our new club, Lincoln City. Since the last episode, we have had a transfer window, and let's have a look at who we've bought in. So, we started off by bringing in Anthony Ford on the right hand side. He's got very good crossing and displaces. Well, we didn't really have anyone that particularly played the right wing. They were all preferred the left wing, so that's why we brought him in. We've also brought in James Wilson, former Manchester United striker from Salford for £275,000. We had two good strikers, but then nothing behind them, so we brought him in as a rotation option. Then we've also brought in on loan Afonso Lindo from Middlesbrough, a central midfielder. Not as good as I hoped, to be honest, but can probably still do a solid job for us. And James Norris from West Brom, who can come in and play anywhere on the left-hand side. And results-wise, since the last episode, we drew our first 3 games in charge. So obviously we drew against Plymouth. We then drew with Harrogate Town and Cambridge before we then beat Stockport County 4-0 and Yeovil Town 3-2. We were 2-0 up, and then they got 2 late goals, but then we got a winner right at the end. And then we've just lost to Newport County in a game where we didn't really look ourselves. So now we're going to play Leyton Orient and Wrexham in the league. We're currently sat in 15th place. Leyton Orient are down here in 21st. So we're slowly starting to pick up. That record is about as even as you can get, really. So let's get straight into this game and see how we're lining up. Okay, so our lineup for today, we've got Mitchell in goal, Sutton at right back, Hayden and Ruffin at centre back with Norris at left back, Ford, Crosdale, Lindo and Archibald across the midfield, and then Scully and Wilson up front together because we've had a problem with Ikpeazu. He's really struggling for fitness just due to jadedness before we arrived, really, and we're just struggling to going to need to rest him a little bit to get him back up to full fitness. So we're getting straight into this game now against Leyton Orient. We need to switch back to key highlights. And hopefully today we can have a good performance, more akin to the 4-0 against Stockport. And early on there, passing the ball around quite nicely. And High is going to try and get down our left-hand side. Clements whips the ball in. Norris with the clearance out to Archibald, and that's the end of the highlight. So we've made a few sidings, not too much. As we get the throw in now, Sutton finds Scully. He sends it in towards the far post. Ford collects it and tries to get it back in, but it's knocked away, and now they're trying to break. We intercept it well through Crosdale. Lindo now finds Scully and Wilson. Lindo, oh, what a shot that would have been. So we're not doing too many changes at this stage. I think what we'll look to do is make more changes in the summer when we've got a bit more time to do so. Crosdale picking the ball up and playing it across to Lindo. Back to Ruffin. He's looking for Wilson. It's gone straight over the top to Scully, and Scully really, really should have scored that chance there. That is poor finishing. Ford brings it down from the throw-in, and it gets tackled. High now picks the ball up and hit. They're going to look to counter-attack us here, and they look to have found a lot of space, and Mitchell does well to save it. But in response to that, what I am going to do is just drop our defensive line a bit lower to try and avoid that happening. Markande whips the ball in, and it's headed away by Hayden and then Wilson very nicely. And we're going to encourage them, try and get a bit more of a foothold in the game. They've got another corner here sent in, and Mitchell makes a mess of it, but Sutton clears it off the line, luckily. That was very poor from Mitchell there to allow that to happen. There's an injury, I think that's for them. It appears so. And now we've got the throw in. Norris sending it through to Wilson. Scully picks it up, but it's taken off him. Crawsdale looking for Sutton on the right-hand side, who needs to get a cross in, and he does, but there's nobody there. It's headed away as far as Norris, who sends it back to Archibald, and it's a poor pass from him, but we recover it again. Ford. Crawsdale's looking for Archibald, who hits it and hits the bar. What a strike that was. We've had a couple of chances where we've very nearly scored phenomenal goals. We're going to tell them we've been the better team and we need to... I've told them I'm furious rather than just saying I'm not happy. But it is what it is. We're going to try and work the ball into the box a bit more, because I feel like we're having shots that aren't really troubling the goalkeeper so far. So we're going to fire them up as well. I mean, well, I say that. We haven't had a shot on target yet. As they get a goal at the far post through Neil Ferguson. That's poor defending there. And something I definitely need to do is have a look at our set piece tactics, because at the moment they're not really causing anyone any threats. Let's do that. We'll send Ikpeazu on up front instead of Wilson, because he does seem... He's very good. He's just not able to play 90 minutes very well at the moment because he's just knackered. We're going to get Ford off as well because he's looking very tired. And Telfer can go on that side. Oh, can... Not really. Yeah, we'll send Burn on. And we're going to demand more and go attacking now as well to try and get a equaliser. Still no shots on target, which is just really annoying. And we've not... This is the problem I found in our early days here. We don't really have anyone that can come on and make a difference to the game. We've got people who can come on and help us hold on to a result, but nobody to give that bit of extra flair. And we're going to... Looks like we're going to lose this game without even forcing their keeper into a save, except Archibald is at the far post, and no, we're not. We're going to get an equaliser. And this is kind of being what we've used to seeing, just another draw coming in this game. Throw by Sutton to Ikpeazu, and he puts a lovely cross into the far post. Archibald loses his man and finishes very nicely into the corner. That is full time, and we're going to say they were unlucky. I'm not too upset with a draw. Would have preferred a win, given that Leyton Orient are quite far down the table, but at least they don't gain ground on us, which is still something. And I think what we'll do now, we'll skip straight on to the next game against Wrexham, which is quite an important game because they're only 5 points behind us. We've got a chance to really jump away from them here. Okay, so we're back for the game against Wrexham now. We're going with a lineup of Mitchell. Noyle returns to the team following an injury. Hockenhull, Hayden and Ruffin filling the rest of the back four. Sutton, Lindo behind Norris and Wilson on the wings. Ikpeazu and Scully starting up front. So we're going to get straight into this game, and they've been into bad form looking at that. So maybe we can capitalise on that and try to put them to the sword. We're at home, so in theory, advantage to us there as well. And let's see how we can get on as we wait for the first highlight. A win here would put us on 45 points and does send us up the table just that little bit more, closer to Forest Green and everyone around them. As we get the first highlight, Ikpeazu tries to get a cross in. Sutton does get the cross in, and it's headed away. They lump it down the field, but Hayden sends it back over. Ikpeazu plays it across for Scully, and it's offside. But Scully missed that chance, and even though it was offside, I'm still a little bit outraged by that. Like, that was such an easy chance. But we're going to get to half time, and once again, we're really struggling to get shots on target as they nearly get one in at the far post there. So I think at half-time what we're going to do is we're going to tell them that it wasn't good enough, and once again we're going to have to bring in working the ball into the box, because at the moment, if we're not working the ball into the box, we're not getting shots on target at the moment. Davis with the throw-in finds Smith. He brings the ball down, and Lindo, what a tackle, but ends up back with Smith, and Hart now trying to make some space on the left-hand side. Gets the cross into Cook, and there's a block there, and Davis sends it just wide, and we need to tell them to focus, because we nearly let them get a chance there. And considering how many shots we've had, our XG is really bad. And again, we've had another shot that's still not on target. We're going to send Crawlsdale on there to try and create something from deep line playmaker role. Smith sends it across to the far side, and it's sort out there. And now Lindo sends it to Norris, and we're trying to break down the left-hand side. Norris whipping the ball in. Ikpeazu sends it just over the bar, but very good cross from Norris there. And a bit more of a promising sign there. Let's send Ford on the wing now, as they pass the ball around here. Cooper, Halliday headed away by Hayden, but only as far as Hart, who has got space, and we get the cross closed down, and now Ikpeazu's going to try and beat his man and have a run down the wing. He sends it in towards Scully, but it's easy for the keeper to claim. And now he's going to lump it forward, and we bring it down, but only as far as Allen, and he's going to try and run at us now. Crawlsdale makes a mistake, and Norris makes no mistake getting rid of that. Ikpeazu with another chance here. This one, surely he does score this one to put us 1-0 up. The cartwheel, and we're going to change you to a winger. And now we're getting to the final 10 minutes here, and I think we're going to look to make our final change. We'll let this highlight play out first. And the ball goes in. It's headed away as far as Halliday, who sends it back in towards the far post, and Cook's there, but he is offside, and we are going to take that as a warning. Scully is going to come off straight away. Not this again. Connor Hall is going to come on at the back, I assume. Oh, we have got somebody who can play libero in Hockenhull, so we're going to put him in as the libero. Ikpeazu is going to play up front by himself, and Ford is going to drop back to here, as is Norris. So we're going to try and just defend the lead for the last 7 or 8 minutes now. I mean, look at the cross. There's 2 of them offside there. We're going to drop to defensive and just try and see this game out. And it looks like we are going to successfully do that. We have done so. A 1-0 win there. It was hard fought. We probably made it a bit harder for ourselves than we needed to. But nevertheless, we have managed to get the win. And that's the important thing here. So now, following that game, we stay 15th in the table, but we're now 1 point behind Harrogate, 2 points behind Shrewsbury. So we've got a route into the top half of the table there. We're pulling away from this group at the bottom, and we need to just keep on pulling away from them as quickly as possible, really. So what we'll look to do now is we're going to have a look at the schedule and see where we can come back for our next game. Rivals wise, we've got Grimsby, Scunthorpe, Forest Green, Mansfield. Forest Green will be too soon. Maybe we come... Yeah, I think we'll come back for Ipswich and Scunthorpe there. So we'll play those 2 games, top of the table and rivals. And then after that, we can go through to the end of the season and get into a transfer special after that. Okay, if you have enjoyed that, please do leave a thumbs up down below. comment what you think of our transfers and how you think we're going to get on for the rest of this season. Can we break into the top half as we intend to? And please do subscribe as well, because we've got a lot more to come on this channel, particularly in this series. And thank you very much for watching.